Well, it's great to be back home. Really tremendous challenge again this week, playing a tremendous team in Washington. Excellent coaches, really talented players with a ton of experience. So our guys know it's going to be a big challenge, but we're excited about the challenge. Excited to be back home. Hopefully have a great crowd here on Saturday afternoon and see where we match up.
How do you kind of translate what you guys did against Oregon State to what you guys are trying to do against Washington?
Well, I think one of the things we did at Oregon State, our guys played extremely hard, and when we can play hard and clean, we feel we can play with a lot of teams in the country, and we did that Saturday. At times we've done that the last 3 weeks, but not consistently enough. And when you're not consistent, we gave up some big plays there against UCLA and in Oregon. We got to get those cleaned up to beat a team like Washington, because they've got a ton of players who are very explosive, and a veteran quarterback who started for about 800 games now. So there's probably not much he hasn't seen.
I was asking about Browning. He set every high school record, and now he's doing it in college. What is it about his game that makes him so productive?
Well, he's got a good skill set as far as being accurate, but I think the real key to his game is he understands football. He knows where to go with the ball. He's not fooled by coverages very often. He's athletic, so he can extend a play. He does a great job of converting third downs when it's 3rd and 15 and everyone's covered, and he finds a way to go get it. So he's one of those guys that as a competitor you respect, but you're kind of mad you get everything covered, and then he moves the sticks, and that's just the kind of guy he is. He finds ways to win a football game, which is, to me, the truest measure of a quarterback.
After the loss to UCLA, I was talking to Cam Bynum, and he said that one of the things he thought didn't go well is the fact that the secondary didn't get off to a fast enough start. And then you guys were kind of playing from behind. How important is it for that group to kind of really get going right out of the gate?
Well, I think it's everybody. I think we're probably at a point in our season where our guys are starting to get confidence, but obviously starting fast helps that. It's not just the secondary. It's all 3 phases, whether it's our front or linebackers or the back end. I like how our secondaries responded. I think they've done a really nice job, but we've got to be clean come Saturday.
I know you guys ended up dialing up some blitzes, but did your front win a little bit more than it had on Saturday?
I think so. I thought physically we challenged our guys. We knew going in, as well as they had run the ball coming into the game, that it was going to be a game that we had to win on 1st and 2nd down to get them in some 3rd and long situations. And I thought our guys were up to that challenge. And then, we did pressure some, probably a little bit more than we had in some games. But when we did go 4-man rush, even on 1st and 2nd down, I thought Tevin did some really nice things in the pass rush.
I know they lost their left tackle pretty early, but how's their offensive line looked up in Washington?
They still look big and physical to me. Athletic guys. I remember last year going up there thinking, man, these are some giants up here. They're an excellent front, and they're very well coached. You try to do some things to maybe get them out of position, and you don't see it very often.
Last week, Myles Gaskin doesn't play, and then they put 3 other runners in there, and they go crazy.
Yeah.
They have a pretty good stable of back.
I'd say whoever's running their recruiting is doing a pretty good job. Yeah, no, they've got explosive players at a lot of different positions, and you get a great one like Gaskin's go down, and here comes Ahmed, and I've known about the Bosco kid for a while, McGrew. Yeah, both those guys have really good speed, and they don't need much. They need a little crease, and they're gone.
What do you think of the way Trey Turner played when he came in there for you guys?
I was really happy with Trey's performance. Last year he was dinged up, didn't go through spring a year ago, and so he was just behind mentally, and it was just so hard for him to catch up. And so we saw at times he would flash, but then too many times he was, good play, bad play, and he's one of those band players. Either our band or their band's playing, and you can't play guys like that, not on a consistent basis. So Trey understood that, and he's recommitted himself to understanding the defense, and he's worked at it and spending extra office hours with Coach Alexander. And you never know when you get your opportunity. And he got his opportunity last week, and he knew what to do, and really did a tremendous job. What do you have, 10 tackles and a critical sack on 4th down. I didn't realize it was going to be him coming through there, because he hadn't got a ton of reps, but obviously mental reps, he was ready to go.
That's an impressive thing, right? I mean, at that position, that's tough to break in. You don't know when you're going to get your chance, but then to seize it.
And then, when he was called on, he was up to the challenge. You know, he would have liked to have that one missed tackle on the perimeter back, but other than that, just thinking through his game, I thought it was pretty clean, and you know, really gives you some confidence as a coach when you see that. You know, not just at practice, but against another opponent, he had to step up. You know, when called upon, and he did, and so he's going to earn more reps as we go along.
Is he likely to be on the? I was going to just ask that. Is he likely to be on the field more like this week?
Yeah, I mean, you'd love to have chances where Ashton and Jayhawk, we can rest them for a series or a number of plays so that they're fresher in the second half and not feel like we're holding on. At some positions we have that a little bit. So I think the fact that he played well and was productive last week gives you a lot more confidence as a coach to put him in.
How's he doing in practice this week?
I think he's probably practicing with a little bit more bounce in his step, walking around like, hey, I made some plays last week. Hopefully coaches noticed that. Then we did.
I feel like I ask you about Jordan every week, but this last week on Friday night, he was one of the guys who talked the most at the players-only meeting, and then to go out and play the way he did Saturday and back it up. What do you think of the way that
it's Jordan Kanasha. It's funny, I was talking with a scout today, and coming into this year, I said he's a lot like Devontae was a year ago. Coming off his junior year, you saw some tools there, but he really hadn't proven himself yet in a lot of people's eyes. And Jordan, I think, was the same way. He showed flashes at times, but I think he's really relished his role as a leader, being the elected captain. But his play, it's not just talk, his play has really elevated this year. And whether it's holding himself accountable so they can hold others accountable, being the positive voice to the team, sometimes being the guy to hold the team accountable. And he's been comfortable in all those roles and really been pleased with his effort on the field on Saturdays and just really Monday through Sunday in keeping our team going the right direction.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you so much.